Deniz, welcome. One of my biggest dreams was to hold a TEDx speech, and now I'm in front of you, so out of comfort zone magic can happen. So let me explain to you why out of comfort zone magic can happen. I dedicated the past 15 years of my life with the concept of out of comfort zone, how to step out of comfort zone and unlock your own potential by overcoming your fears. And I even wrote a book about that. Some people maybe think I'm quite obsessed about it, and maybe I am. I truly believe that out of comfort zone, you can create your own magic. When you can see your fears as your individual gateway to unlock your potential, you can create your own magic. And when I was a little girl, I didn't have an easy childhood. So I born and grew up in Germany, and my parents decided to divorce. I moved with my mom from Germany to Turkey. That was for me a completely out of comfort zone experience, as you can imagine, for a little girl, completely new life, new school, new people, new language, a culture shock. And at this time, I had a chance to do some hobbies like tennis, piano, swimming. But swimming felt always like my home. No matter I was in the water, I felt home, I felt safe. So when I moved to Turkey, I continued with swimming and also attended swimming races, won medals. And step by step, I stepped out of my comfort zone. I started with open water swimming in the wild waters, which is less controllable compared to pool swimming. And one of the most beautiful swimming races, Bosporus Marathon, I won the race. And at the end, the TV reporter asked me, "What is your next dream? What is your next challenge?" And at this time, I watched a documentation movie of the first Turkish woman who swam from England to France. She crossed the English Channel. It was so inspiring for me that I directly answered to the TV reporter, "I want to cross the English Channel." I didn't have any clue how I will reach this goal. I didn't know what to do, but it became my dream. And a few years later, I attended a swimming race to join the national team for open water. The water was so cold that after half an hour, 80% of all swimmers went out. And the observers also came to me and wanted to stop my swim. And I said, "No, I just want to join the national team." I continued swimming without knowing that I swam into the completely wrong direction. And at the end, what happened? I got hypothermia. I lost my mind in the water because of the cold. I ended up in the hospital. When I opened my eyes, I was with the electrical blanket in the emergency room. I even didn't remember how I ended up in the hospital. So I was near to dying. After this experience, you can imagine, the cold was not my best friend. It was my fear zone. I even hated cold showers after this experience. I didn't want to jump into cold waters after this experience. So the fear was so strong that I didn't take any action to cross the English Channel for the next 15 years because of my fear of cold water. Because if you know, the English Channel has really cold water. It's around 16, 17 degrees. And a few years ago, one of my best friend came to me and said, "Deniz, I know that's your dream, and there's always multiple ways to reach your dreams. Let's do it together. Together we are stronger. Let's build a relay team and swim together the English Channel." I said, "That's a great idea. Let's try this opportunity." So I started with cold water showers in my apartment, and I also started to swim in the middle of the winter in the lake. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, step by step, I extended my comfort zone. Also in the shower, I started at 30 seconds. It was terrible the first time. After that, I continued with 60 seconds, 90 seconds, 2 minutes of cold water showers. The cold water became my teacher, because every time when I went into the cold, I felt also that my brain is blocking me. My limiting beliefs are getting activated. So I decided not just to train physically, but also mentally. Because as you know, more than 60% is always mental power. So I started with meditation exercise, with breathing exercise to control my mind and body. I literally transformed my mind and body to tackle this challenge. And cold became my teacher. So cold became my teacher and the fear. So fear is blocking you to realize your dreams, but at the same time, fear is your best friend. So imagine if you wouldn't have a life without any fear. It would be so boring, right? So imagine if you wouldn't have any fear. What would you start in your life? What would you change in your life? So fear is activating your creativity. Maybe even this question activated further perspectives in your mind. And you know what? With the team, we didn't just cross the English Channel, we also swam in the North Channel. And the North Channel is much colder and has this big toxic jellyfishes. It was so scary, I took even pills before the swim to protect myself. So as you can see, together we are stronger. And alone I couldn't dream to realize this big goal. And after this experience, I truly believed in more this out of comfort zone model. And maybe you are wondering, what does it mean out of comfort zone? So how we can step and how we can realize our dreams. So let me share the model. There are basically 3 main phases. The most uncomfortable phase is, of course, the fear zone, to moving from your control zone to the fear zone, where you feel uncomfortable, not 100% confident. But if you can overcome your own fears, then you are moving to the learning zone, where you learn completely new coping strategies, where you can learn how to deal with your challenges, with your mind, with your body, with your environment. And then you move from the learning zone to the growth zone, where you realize your own dream, where you realize your purpose. And the more I felt this power of out of comfort zone, the more I get curious and wanted to explore myself and the world much more. So I started to dream bigger, to think bigger. And at the end, I decided to swim from Robben Island to Cape Town. And maybe you know, Robben Island is in South Africa, and it was a prison. Nelson Mandela stayed in this prison. So why is the prison there? Because no one could imagine to escape from this prison. First, the water is freezing cold, and second, there are great white sharks. But there are some swimmers in the world, some crazy swimmers, they swim from Robben Island to Cape Town. And I wanted to be part of them. I didn't have any clue how to do it. I didn't have any support system. But I found the world record holder who swam this route 105 times in social media. I contacted him with the risk of being rejected or even not getting any response. 3 days later, we responded and said, okay, let's come to Cape Town, have a test swim. I flew to Cape Town, had a test swim with him, and he accepted my support request. At the end, he supported me with preparation. We organized a boat, a captain, of course, a shark shield, a magnet on the lake to protect us from the great white sharks. The day came. We were in the boat. No visibility, no sun. The water was freezing cold. And then we arrived to the Robben Island. And the captain said, okay, now it's time. You should jump into this cold water. I became so anxious. I felt the anxiety in all my body. I said, I don't know how I ended up to this idea, but I can't do this. I felt the fear in all my cells in my body. And the captain said, Denise, it's now too late. Stop overthinking and do what you should do now. I decided to take a deep breath and having faith, having trust to the cosmos, to the universe, that everything goes well. I jumped into the water, one stroke by another, 2.5 hours in this 14 degrees of freezing water. And at the end, I felt the sand in my feet. And magic happened, so I swam. And as you can see, I'm still alive. And if you would tell me 3 years ago that, Denise, you will become an ice swimmer, I would say, no, you're joking. Are you kidding me? I had hypothermia 15 years ago. I don't want to die. And I moved last year from Germany to Switzerland for a new business challenge. And I found an apartment next to the lake. So I didn't have any excuse to swim in the lake also in the winter. So I started with winter swimming in the lake. And the world record holder in ice swimming, he contacted me and said, Denise, I know you have dual citizenship, German and Turkish. Why you don't swim for Turkey, represent Turkey and swim in the ice water in the world championship? I said, me and ice swim and world championship? No, no way. He said, I will train you. Come with me a few weekends and you have the lake. Just try, step by step. In the morning, before work, every morning, I swam in this freezing cold water, alone, in darkness. I went at weekends to his place. His whole family supported me, his wife, his father, because after the ice swimming, you can't wear your clothes by yourself. I was shivering 2 hours, literally, after a 5-minute swim. At the end, we flight to Poland, to the World Championship. I swam 500 meters in 3 degrees of freezing cold water. 8 minutes, 20 seconds. I even couldn't feel my hand at the end and my foot, and it felt so strange. My hand felt like felt like a different part of my body. It was so cold. But at the end, I survived, and I was just the first Turkish woman who swam in the ice water. I became world champion, and magic happened for me. And now you are listening and hearing my story, and maybe you think, oh, okay, ice water, it's not my league or something, but what is your ice water? What is your cold water? What is your dream? Where you would like to see your own magic in your life? And you know what? We just born, every single human being in this planet, born with just 2 main fears. First, fear of falling, and second, fear of noise. Every other fear is just created by our mind. The limiting beliefs are created in our mind. So you have the power to minimize your limiting beliefs and reach your goal and create your own magic. And maybe you will ask me, what is my next challenge? So I decided to cross the English Channel, this time solo. It will be in July. And yes, I'm still afraid. And yes, I'm still having my limiting beliefs. It's again a completely out of comfort zone challenge for me. But I know it's worth to try. It's worth to not try because of my fears. So I started to gain weights because you need a little bit more fat to deal with the cold, because it will take me 12 to 15 hours non-stop swimming. It is around 45 kilometers, including tides. I will start in England and swim to France. And it's a massive challenge, but I learn a lot also from this journey right now. And let me share with you my 3 main lessons learned. Start step by step. So you don't have to climb the Mount Everest at once. Just break down your goals, your dreams, and start step by step. I became a world champion with just 30, 50, 40 seconds cold showers and meditation in my room. And also, create your own support system. Even if you don't have a support system at this time, don't worry. Just go in this cosmos, in this unlimiting potential of the world. The right people will find you. They will support you. Just keep going, following your passion. If I wouldn't have those people around me, I wouldn't be there where I am now. And the last one, the most important piece. Don't stop dreaming big. You don't need to have the full confidence in your life. Just have the courage to step out of your comfort zone. And the more you step out of your comfort zone, the more you feel the confidence, the more you feel your inner power. Don't forget, it's more than 60% of mental power. So, don't forget, the fear is your best friend. You are more than your fears. You are more than you think. Create your own magic out of your comfort zone. Thank you.